Imagine this, a sleek black limo pulls up to a dusty, forgotten auto shop on the edge of a sleepy town. Out steps a billionaire, dripping in designer threads, demanding the impossible from a grease-stained mechanic who's seen better days. But what if that mechanic's secret past turns this wild request into a life-changing adventure? Stick around because this story will blow your mind, and if you're hooked already, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic tales that inspire and thrill. In the heart of Willow Creek, a small town where dreams went to rust alongside old pickup trucks, stood Hank's Auto Repair. The sign was faded, the garage doors creaked like weary bones, and the only customers were locals needing oil changes or tire patches. Hank Riley, the owner, was a man in his late 50s, with calloused hands that told stories of a lifetime under hoods. His face was etched with lines from years of hard work and harder losses, but his eyes held a quiet fire that few ever noticed. He lived alone in a trailer behind the shop, his evenings filled with the hum of classic rock on an old radio and memories he tried to outrun. One scorching afternoon in July, the kind where the heat waves danced off the asphalt, a polished limousine glided to a stop right in front of the shop. Hank wiped his brow with a rag and squinted at the intrusion. The door opened, and out stepped Elias Thorne, the tech billionaire whose face graced every magazine cover. Thorne was in his 40s, sharp-suited, with a jawline that screamed success and eyes that sparkled with the madness of unlimited wealth. He strode in like he owned the place, which, in a way, he could if he wanted. "Listen up," Thorne barked, not bothering with hellos. "I need the craziest car ever built. Something that defies physics, turns heads, and makes Lamborghinis look like kiddie toys. Money's no object. Build it, and name your price." Hank paused mid-wipe on a rusty engine block, his wrench clattering to the floor. He stared at Thorne, half expecting this to be a prank. "Sir, this is a repair shop, not a custom fab lab. We fix flats, not fantasies." Thorne smirked, pulling out a tablet and swiping through designs that looked like they belonged in a sci-fi movie, cars with retractable wings, holographic displays, and engines that could theoretically hit Mach speeds on a drag strip. "I've got the blueprints from my engineers. But they're too safe, too boring. I heard about you from an old racing buddy. Said you're the guy who can make the impossible roar to life." Hank's heart skipped a beat at the mention of racing. That world was buried deep, locked away with the pain of a crash that had taken everything from him 20 years ago. He was once Lightning Hank, a legend on the underground circuit, building and driving beasts that pushed limits. But one rainy night, a prototype he designed flipped, killing his best friend and partner, Mia, his wife. The guilt had driven him to this quiet life, swearing off anything that smelled of speed or innovation. "You've got the wrong guy," Hank muttered, turning back to his work. "Try the big shops in the city." But Thorne wasn't one to take no for an answer. He saw the flicker in Hank's eyes, the hesitation that screamed hidden talent. "$1 million up front. Another 5 when it's done. And I'll fund the whole build, parts, tools, whatever. Think about it, this could put your shop on the map." Hank's mind raced. The shop was drowning in debt, one more slow month, and he'd lose it all. But more than that, Thorne's challenge stirred something dormant, a spark of the old fire. Reluctantly, he nodded. "All right. But on my terms. No shortcuts, no corporate suits breathing down my neck." The next day, the shop transformed. Crates of exotic materials arrived, carbon fiber panels, titanium alloys, experimental electric motors that hummed like angry bees. Thorne set up a temporary office in the corner, barking orders into his phone while Hank sketched furiously on a workbench. But as they worked, cracks appeared. Thorne was all flash and demands, pushing for features like AI-driven flight modes that were downright dangerous. "Make it fly. Add jets," he'd yell. Hank pushed back. "You want crazy, fine. But safe crazy. I've seen what happens when you ignore the risks." Their arguments echoed through the garage, but beneath the tension, a bond formed. Thorn confessed over late-night coffees that his empire felt empty. "I built apps that connect the world, but I'm alone in a mansion. This car? It's my shot at feeling alive again." Hank nodded, understanding isolation all too well. As days turned to weeks, he opened up a sliver about his past. Used to race. Built cars that danced with death. Lost someone because I got too ambitious. Thorn listened, his bravado softening. He shared his own scars, a childhood in poverty, clawing to the top only to find the view lonely. But the real challenge hit when they tested the first prototype. Dubbed the Phantom, it was a sleek beast with morphing body panels that shifted for speed or stealth, a hybrid engine blending electric silence with gasoline thunder, and augmented reality windshields that projected impossible landscapes. On a deserted backroad at dawn, Hank took the wheel for the shakedown. The car purred to life, accelerating like a rocket. But midway, a glitch in the AI system, pushed by Thorn's insistence, caused the panels to lock, sending the car into a spin. Hank's instincts kicked in, muscle memory from his racing days guiding him through the skid. He wrestled the wheel, counter-steering just as the car veered toward a ditch. It stopped inches from disaster, smoke rising from the tires. Thorn rushed over, pale as a ghost. "What the hell happened?" "You're crazy, almost killed us," Hank growled, storming out. Back at the shop, he confronted his demons. Alone that night, he pulled out an old photo album, fingers tracing Mia's smiling face in Victory Lane. "I can't do this again," he whispered. But memories flooded, Mia's encouragement, her belief in his genius. Build it for the thrill, Hank, not the fear. The next morning, Thorn found Hank already at work, tweaking the AI code. "We're doing this right," Hank said. "No more shortcuts." Thorn agreed, and they dove deeper. Hank revealed more of his past. Mia wasn't just his wife, she was his co-designer, the one who balanced his wild ideas with safety. Her death had shattered him, leading to years of self-imposed exile. As the build progressed, challenges mounted. Suppliers delayed rare parts, forcing improvisations. A storm flooded the shop, ruining electronics. But each setback built resilience. Thorn, used to buying solutions, learned the grit of hands-on work, getting his manicured hands dirty welding frames. Hank, in turn, embraced innovation again, integrating Thorn's tech savvy with his mechanical wisdom. Word spread in Willow Creek. Locals stopped by, offering help, a welder from down the street, kids fetching tools. The project became a community beacon, reminding everyone that big dreams could start small. One evening, as they installed the final holographic dash, Thorn asked, "Why'd you quit racing after, you know?" Hank sighed, tools pausing. "Guilt. Thought I killed her with my hubris. But Mia wouldn't want this, me hiding. She'd say, 'Get back in the game, you old fool.'" Tears welled, the first in years. Thorn clapped his shoulder. "Then let's honor her. Make this car her legacy." The climax came during the final test on an abandoned airstrip. The Phantom gleamed under floodlights, a fusion of madness and mastery, wings that extended for glide assists, tires that adapted to terrain, and an engine that switched seamlessly between modes. Hank insisted on driving, Thorn shotgun. They rocketed down the strip, hitting 200 miles per hour in seconds. The AI held, panels shifted flawlessly, and for a moment, it felt like flying. But then, a simulated failure Hank had programmed kicked in, a power surge mimicking real-world chaos. The car bucked, warnings blaring. Thorn panicked, but Hank stayed calm, overriding manually. "Trust the build," he shouted. They pulled through, skidding to a triumphant stop. Cheers erupted from the gathered crowd, townsfolk who'd become invested in the underdog story. In the aftermath, Thorn beamed. "This isn't just a car. It's a masterpiece." He handed Hank a check for $10 million, but more importantly, offered partnership in a new venture, custom cars for thrill seekers, with safety first. Hank accepted, his shop reborn as a hub of innovation. As the limo pulled away, Hank stood taller, the weight of the past lighter. The Phantom wasn't just crazy, it was a symbol of redemption, proving that hidden scars could fuel extraordinary comebacks. And for Thorne, it was a reminder that true wealth came from connections, not cash. So, there you have it, the tale of a billionaire's whim and a mechanic's revival. If this story moved you, reminded you that it's never too late to chase dreams or face your past, hit that like button hard and subscribe for more heart-pounding narratives. Who knows? Your next inspiration might be just one video away. Thanks for watching, drive safe, dream big.